Today, we are racing through as much of Martha's Vineyard as we can see in just 6 hours when the final boat departs the island back to the mainland. The island has many unique locations with not many national chains. You won't find an AMC theater here. No, you have entertainment cinemas 1 and 2 here in Edgartown. I used to think Martha's Vineyard is for rich celebrities and politicians, and I was right. The cost of housing here runs about 400% higher than the rest of the US and about double for the overall cost of living.
That's a tiny little bank.
Sure is. We just got to Martha's Vineyard. We're now in Edgartown. We just stopped at this place called, I think it's called Rosewood Market. You get to take a coffee and your takeaway food. We're in a really big hurry. We only have like 7 hours on the island. We got here with the bus from Boston to New Bedford. Then you take a ferry for an hour to New Oaks or something, Oaks Bluffs, and then you take another bus to Edgartown, which is the main area. So we're taking a little break, but hopefully we'll see everything. And we are here at Edgartown, Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts.
Yes.
Right in front of the famous Pog Lighthouse. I think that's what it's called.
I think many of you probably thought we were in Maine when you saw the lamppost. The lighthouse, because that's a symbol of that state. But we're not in Maine.
I must say that the town of Edgartown is really cool. It's like being in a really quaint small town. I would say it's like a Solvang of California.
Dairy Queen looks classy and quaint.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often. Here we are, Dairy Queen, owned by Berkshire Hathaway, a local company, and just like every other company or small business of any size, has a very old look to it, like it's a house. Probably bought someone's house and turned it into a Dairy Queen. Could be wrong on that. Some people on YouTube probably are criticizing me, but that's my assumption, at least at the moment.
They have a very good, cheap brewery called the Bad Martha, which is cool.
$6 drink, so at least some of them are $6.
Bad Martha, because this is where you be bad at Martha's Vineyard. I'm so happy you came to visit me. I hope all of your YouTube subscribers come out to visit me too.
Yeah, and I had a drink and I got a little crazy. I got a little drunk. We're here in Martha's Vineyard at Bad Martha. I guess they're Minnesota indie. They're not into they're different than all the Martha's Vineyard stuff.
It's actually a very affordable beer too.
Oh, it's $6? Wow.
It's fun to walk around and see all the sights.
You can see where Obama and other fancy pants elitists come and enjoy he enjoys coming here. He doesn't go to, crappy neighborhoods. He pretends to care about people who are poor or something like that, and he comes here. It's kind of funny. This is really a difficult place to go to if you're just an average person, because we had to go on a bus and a ferry, and we were standby. Luckily, we didn't have to take the later thing, because we wouldn't have seen very much. Yep. Right, Michael? And then we had some good food, coffee, and a barbecue sandwich. Oh man, the barbecue brisket at that Rosewood, that was amazing. Yeah, very good. Damn good. It's funny, they call it Texas style. I don't know how they get Texas style quality over here in the middle of Cape Cod area. You're supposed to order 2, but you only order 1. Oh yeah, I ordered 1 because it was a little cheap today. Wow. It's $20 for a sandwich and a couple of coffees. Wow, that's expensive. Yeah. But I know some of you're saying, oh, man, I can buy a whole pack of beer and 10 sandwiches for that much.
Oh boy, this is the Texas brisket, and look at how nice and we're at the Rosewood still, obviously. Yeah, and we just ordered the brisket, Texas brisket, and it's very good. So I will taste test. By the way, our coffee and our sandwich was $20. They didn't really cut this that well. Wow. It tastes very good though. Alright, here we are at a bridge in Martha's Vineyard. It's a private, actually it's not a bridge, it's a dock. But that reminds us of something we did want to see, which we did not see. In Chappaquiddick, there's a famous bridge where Ted Kennedy famously drove over with an assistant and killed her. He was drunk. He was leaving a party with her. I guess he was trying to take her home, and he went right over the bridge. And he somehow was able to get out of the car while it was after it went over the bridge. He didn't think of calling the police or paramedics so to get some help, because possibly he could have saved her from drowning. So some people nicknamed him the swimmer. That's why it's sad that there's like an Edward M. Kennedy Institute in Boston named after him. He's really just a scumbag. They should not be naming a thing like that after a guy who drove over a bridge and killed someone.
Ocean Park here is where you will be dropped off by the ferry boat. You can then hitch a ride to Edgartown on the east side of the island, or go to Chilmark where the movie Jaws was filmed. You want to see that. Here is Memorial Park on the outskirts of Edgartown. It's actually a beautiful park created over 100 years ago in 1901. It was quite a gala. Nearly the entire island came out to the dedication ceremony for memorializing all 70 perished Civil War soldiers. Everyone knew someone in harm's way during the Civil War here at the time. Either they had family and friends on the battlefield, or someone out at sea working. The carousel is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. It's the oldest operating carousel in the whole United States, so it's definitely worth seeing. This is also one of the only remaining carousels that still has brass rings for a rider to attempt to grab as the carousel rotates around.
And again, when don't stop it. Just had some alcohol at this winery. Real nut now. I like gazebos. I want that in my backyard. I want to have a gazebo. Let me tell you a story. Our dad saw a gazebo in San Diego, and then he had this ridiculous idea that he wanted a gazebo in his own house for some reason. He never got it, but he thinks that it'll be interesting. I don't see a point to having it in your house though. Unless you have this house.
This is the oldest house on the island.
Yeah, it's the
Daniel
oldest
Fisher
house.
Island. Daniel Fisher House.
Oh wait, did I leave a water bottle up there? Alright, we're here at the... Wait, where are we? Well, there's some museum behind me. And Obama comes to this area very often, but I bet he hasn't been to the museum. And you know why? Because the guy is not very smart. Yeah, the truth is, all these jokes about, all these comments about him being such an intellectual, I bet he doesn't go to the museums. Because I don't think the guy's too smart. He has a few screws loose. He's just a little dummy. I even call him Big Dummy sometimes. And so, all these museums are here. He doesn't visit it because he's dumb.
Have you visited it?
No.
Why is that? Why didn't you visit it?
Because we don't have time.
Does Obama have time? He's president.
Yeah, he has time. He has lots of time.
Okay.
He's a part-time president. Oaks Bluffs. Come in, come on. You can see, look at it. You can zoom in.
So we're gonna go walk back to Edgartown to catch our bus back to the ferry where I think it's called Oaks something.